My guy, we had Ray Lewis because like the Baltimore
Ray
Red
Lewis is sick.
Ray Lewis is the man, dude. Ray Lewis is nonsensical motivational rants. Have you guys ever just like watched a compilation of those?
No, I don't think so.
They're amazing. It is the most. I don't know. I don't want to say anything that's disparaging, but it's incredible. Did you watch this guy say like talk for 3 minutes and not say a single thing?
I love though, like when they have the mic'd up NFL players. I think of all the mic'd up athletes, the NFL players are the fucking. I don't know. This is actually gonna be shitty. We're talking about sports because Zach's gonna be over there just like
wanting to. We're gonna get you a mic. I need to. I am so insanely poor, but we will get you a mic. I will put my money into that.
We sit here and just say things
that he wants to, but he will never. We'll never let him. And you know what? Even when we get you a mic, I want to be in control of when it's on. To be totally honest.
Yeah. No, but the fucking Ray Lewis used to just like end people's careers, right?
And he would also end their lives. Somebody asked him. He was like on a show where somebody asked him point blank if he murdered that guy. I think because he was like he was accused of murder. Was it in Georgia? I can't remember where. And Ray Lewis's response was, the only 3 people who know the answer to that question are me, that man, and God. So I'm like, wow. Okay, so yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's, he was the man, though. I miss him. And you know what? He doesn't have a very, like, big, like, he's not like a name, like, post his, like, NFL career. Yeah. Well, I don't even know what he's up to.
Football. I have no idea.
Yeah, he was a quarterback.
Okay.
And he was the man. He was so crazy.
I like the enforcers, like, the like legendary football players that were just like Dick Butkus.
Yes,
like,
white guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
All the legendary football players are like white. That's so crazy to me.
Wasn't there a guy named like the Fridge?
What? Who was that?
What, Zach? Who was the Fridge?
He's gonna look it up. Jamie, look that up.
It's also crazy that when you look at this,
Johnny Unitas, that was another like big like back when we had good white football.
Yeah, William Perry.
Yeah. William Perry, okay. Yeah, and then there's like, oh my God, so pushy. Look at this dog.
Did you guys vote? did any of you?
The cameras are on, dude. We're mic'd up.
Did we start?
Yeah, well, I didn't know. I forgot.
Yeah, I'll say that I forgot.
Okay,
yeah.
All right.
I'm busy. I'm a working man, dude.
I forgot until last week that we were going to have another president.
Yeah.
We might.
Yeah, well, I just in my brain, basically Joe Biden is dead, and then Kamala was going to be around for a while, and we're still worried about Trump or something.
Yeah,
but
it's apparently I was telling Zach, it's like we're not going to know for like days either because apparently because Nevada is one of the ones where it's supposed to be razor thin, and they have an issue with like I think like 14,000 ballots right now because they did mail in.
Wow.
And if the signature on your mail-in ballot doesn't line up with signatures that they have on record for you, can't be counted. You have to like confirm your identity. And there's an issue with like 14,000 of them. So that'll take days to sort out.
Good.
And also the Amish came out for Trump, dude.
The Amish came out for Trump?
They were interviewing all these Amish. Apparently like 180,000 Amish registered to vote because like they love Trump.
They busted out the quills. Quills and ink.
They did.
That's got to be like the first president to get the Amish vote.
Well,
yeah, that's crazy.
Zach and I were saying how the Amish have their own laws. Like, how do they even know?
Do they count votes delivered by messenger pigeon? Sorry, it doesn't work if it's late like that.
No, it was funny, dude. I think I have this theory that the Amish are secretly like using technology. Because the one Amish guy was like, things were better for us under Trump. I'm like, how do you fucking know that, dude? How can you tell?
Yeah. I don't know. This is my question about like voting, because maybe I don't understand, but it seems to me like all the states vote, and then they have delegates that look at the who voted in their state and take that into consideration.
Yes.
And then vote, and that's the vote that counts is whatever the delegates for the state pick. So the delegate of the state doesn't even have to, if the majority of people in the state vote blue, not red, the delegate isn't required to vote the same way. He's just trying to get reelected, obviously.
Right.
But so our votes are to basically inform the decision of the delegates for our state, and then the delegates vote. And then if you're not in a swing state, so I'm just confused because to me that what you're telling me is that my vote doesn't actually make a difference.
Right,
and in the same breath, you're going to tell me like, you have to vote. Your vote makes a difference. And
yeah, it does. If you like, our vote doesn't matter because we're if you
live in
submerged
Iowa,
in blue. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
If you
also,
live in a
I
swing state-
think the delegates do have. I'm pretty sure they do have to actually like vote the way of the.
No, because then Bernie would have been the Bernie got the like Hillary, like that's how they fucked Bernie. I'm pretty sure is super delegates, and they like the way if it had been like what you're saying, where like the vote of the delegates in the state is directly based on the percentage of the voters,
right?
Then Bernie would have had more delegate votes. But I think they like created a new kind of delegate, so they made her delegates super delegates,
right?
To just like fuck them out of the.
Yeah.
So it's all like unless you're in a swing state, like.
I have no idea if anything Ben is saying is true. I don't have any information to refute it.
It's the electoral college.
I mean, he's right.
Is he right?
Yeah. That's what it is.
Damn,
Yeah.
dude. All right, well, Ben, I should let Ben vote for me.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. And I think this whole thing, the whole culture of like, get out there and vote is like, sorry, I don't know. I just short circuited, but
That's all good, dude.
fucking, what was that even? Am I having a stroke?
This is how Ben rages against the machine. This is what he does when he's mad at the system.
I don't even.
You
I shouldn't be
listen,
able to vote.
I
I
agree.
can't even make a sentence.
Me either. I shouldn't. That's what I was saying to Zach. I was like, because I just don't trust myself not to get in that booth and
Oh, I remember what I was gonna say.
and do something ironic.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get in there and be myself or something.
My
No.
buddy did that. My buddy, because he was, I mean, like all of our friends were voting for Hillary in 2016 and stuff. And so he taped himself in the voters booth on Snapchat. And he made it his Snapchat live where he went up to Kamala and he stood there for a second. He went down to Trump and then he went back and forth. He stopped over Kamala and then he just did Trump real fast. He sent it in and then Trump won. And he was just like, oh my God, what did I do?
Yeah, whatever.
You know, it's funny. I had a similar. One of my friends from high school, the first Trump election, when actually no one thought he was going to win.
Mm-hmm.
One of my friends.
Let me just say, in 2016, I was like, he's going to win. Nobody believes me.
Right.
I didn't think he was going to. I voted 2016, but I think I voted like independent because I was 18 and I was like, I'm a fucking free thinker.
Yeah.
But
I've never voted.
Never, yeah,
I'm just realizing that.
No, I've never voted either. I think it's, I think because I don't trust myself.
Yeah. Oh, I also think that I don't really like trust either of them, the candidates, to like do it good job. So then I feel like if I vote for either of them, I'm gonna feel like some kind of responsibility for what happens. Even though I just said that I have literally no. But
Nah, my friend Isaac posted a very thoughtful thing. I love being like irony poisoned and being like it doesn't matter who's president because basically I don't think anything's gonna be like. Although I mean I guess like RFK removes all the fluoride from the water, but then maybe that's
like
not such a
RFK,
bad.
all right?
Oh, here we go, man. What's happening, man?
you know
This
why?
is-
Because all of the other shit is bullshit. The only thing that is real is like, what kind of a dude is this?
Sure.
And I would love to hang out with Robert F. Kennedy. The same reason people like Trump.
All of them, yeah.
I like Robert.
for sure.
he has worms
my
in his
Trump.
brain.
He's my
though.
Trump.
He's got like 6 worms in his brain or something.
And he's got names for him, like, you know.
He wants to take all the fluoride out of the water, which is like there's this which if he were running when I was 18 he would have my vote because I got real freaked out about like fluoride poisoning and like that's when I was like I have to decalcify my pineal gland because of all the government fluoride, and he is one of those guys where he's like, yeah, we got to get fluoride out of the water, which I think would make everybody's teeth in America fall out if we did that, right? But it is bad for you, isn't it? I don't
Fluoride?
know. You know
I
what's
don't know.
here's
I
what's
think
so
it's good for
sad.
you.
I defer when I don't know something. I'm deferring to Zach, who is 9 years my junior, who I just look to like an adult all the time.
Yeah.
We'll be talking in the car, and I'll float things by Zach as if he is the one who has accrued wisdom in life. But yeah, I don't know. Listen,
Zach, do you think a marriage is 50-50 or 100-100? Because I don't. Hold on, I forgot something. Give me a second.
go for it. You're good.
I remember the thought that gave me a stroke.
Yes. Let's hear the thought.
It was that I think the whole like cultural movement of like the whole everyone being like, go vote, everyone go vote or whatever is totally, its point of origin is in the like shadow government, like deep state. And because the feeling you get,
Right.
it's basically a distraction from the thing I said, like that for most Americans, your vote actually doesn't really mean shit.
Right, definitely.
On an individual level.
Yes.
But this whole thing of everybody, it makes you think, oh, well, if everyone's telling me to go vote, then then that must mean that my vote matters.
Right.
And then I'm like, living in a democratic.
Yeah. It's like anything that you they encourage you to like participate in society, right? It's like there's you get satisfaction from kind of like from conforming, and I'm with you, man. I'm fairly apathetic as to who is president. It's not like my life. It's not like anything got that much better under Biden, really. Like
I thought about voting for Trump to piss my dad off this time, honestly.
Oh, your dad? Oh, you pissed off?
He's
you have a
so
liberal
annoying.
dad?
My dad, yeah, I have an MSNBC.
That's crazy, man. Yeah. I could not. I had like Bernie supporter grandparents, which was very cool. Nice. That's like you want to have those meemaws and peepops, but my dad is like he's a Republican.
Yeah, that's how a dad should be.
Yeah, that is kind of. I don't know. There's ways you got to be like a cool. If you're gonna be conservative dad, you got to be cool.
Democrat dads don't teach their sons how to fish.
Well, my dad didn't teach me how to fish, but
okay, but it's like it's a square rectangle situation.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. I think you can be like I'm not buying this Tim Walz thing though. I'll tell you that much. I don't think he's not like a folksy Democrat. But Zach's nodding his head. That's right. Tim Walz is a total psyop, dude.
Yeah.
You think so?
He's total psyop.
I don't know anything about him.
They got him. We were playing. Speaking, I'll weave this in. Tim Walz is a Crazy Taxi freak, which Ben played at the arcade for the first time. Really? Crazy Taxi freak. He pulled it up on a stream with AOC. The man's never played Crazy Taxi in his fucking life. He has no idea what. Ben did a better job than him first time playing. I'll be totally honest.
But okay. Yes.
This whole thing of like Tim Walz, he's cool, man. He listens to cool music, plays Crazy Taxi. I'm like, I don't buy. This is like Tim Kaine talking about the Replacements in like 2016. I just don't buy it.
I think he's J.D. Vance's dad.
J.D. Vance is a little bit cooler than Tim Walz. J.D. Vance was like on Joe Rogan talking about how important Boys in the Hood was to him.
All of his friends from college are trans now.
And he was very supportive of them, apparently.
Yeah, he's like a closeted liberal.
Yeah, I mean, he wrote that book, and everybody...
Hillbilly Elegy.
Yeah, the fan, or like the people who he liked that book weren't like all conservative. I'm pretty sure it was like a...
No, Ron Howard made them. And Ron Howard's like your classic libcuck. Like, Ron Howard directed the hell out of his life. J.D. Vance... Here's the thing about J.D. Vance is like, that is... Literally, J.D. Vance is a guy where I'm like, I could probably eat dinner with this guy.
Okay.
Like, I would hang out with that. He likes beautiful Indian wives.
Nice.
So that's
cool.
That's
your type of guy.
What's very funny is he is apparently like he's been like forcing. He like converted Catholic because I guess he was probably like fucking evangelical. Or he was in Appalachia, and his wife and his Indian children are not Catholic, but he keeps dragging them to mass. It's like, just let them stay home, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Let them worship an elephant.
Dude, Hinduism is fucking badass.
Hinduism is nice. I do like Hinduism.
Yeah, like Shiva and shit. It's like...
Yeah.
Well, I feel like when you don't know what it is, you're like, it looks like a goofy guy with a thing on his head praying. And then you're like, no, he's praying to like the destroyer of worlds.
But yes, Hinduism, there was an awesome... Wait, I can't get on this Hinduism tip. I wanted to talk about our Halloween night because I got a question for Ben.
Okay.
We went out for Halloween.
I was a Hindu.
He was, yeah, but everybody was really upset, honestly.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know. I knew blackface was bad, but
yeah, you Trudeau'd.
Brownface, that's a nuanced conversation. All right, what is tanning lotion?
Some of my favorite actors have done brownface, but we went out to you guys did come out to the arcade with me and my girlfriend, which was nice. I was glad we all got to hang out. And
yeah, she's cool, dude.
Yeah, she really liked you guys. She thinks you're really cool. And I watched Ben get approached by... How is she, by the way? Did you follow up with her?
Oh, yeah, she hit me up. I think we did make plans, actually. I don't know if I'm actually going to, I hope she catch and release.
I hope she doesn't listen to this, but it's like, it made me realize that like there must actually be like some kind of like a relationship. There must be like a, what do you call it? Like we might be like entering like a gray state. Like there might be like a partner crisis or something for people trying to find partners. Not because she approached you, but
You're
because
like, dude, this girl just wanted to talk to Ben. Something's wrong. We're a stage 4 civilization.
no, because it was the first time I've seen a woman employ pickup techniques where it's like she made an entrance, asked something outrageous, and then withdrew. It was like a classic like art, like
That's what they do though.
That is girl at a bar
Yeah.
trying to start a conversation thing is they ask you the dumbest question in the world and you're supposed to act like you have an answer to it. I had a girl ask me if I preferred Cars 1 or 2 one time.
Cars 2.
Cars 2, I've never seen it, but it doesn't matter. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter because it's a stupid question.
Well, hers was she was like, I've been going around this bar taking a like getting a census on would you eat human flesh. What was the caveat? She's like, would you eat human flesh, but it's like there's like a nice sauce or something.
Or it was like, would you? I don't know, because it was dumb. That's the thing, is like these questions they give you are
There's
they
no
think
caveat.
they think they're really clever, but it's like
yeah.
the whole thing is resting on the idea that I would eat human flesh
like,
that somebody's giving me. It's like no,
I would not do that.
And then
I'm not your
then-
Scott Pilgrim, dude.
And then,
Believe me.
and then she was like, I've got like, she said something like, I'm dead even in people that I've asked. I'm like, you're not. There's no way. You wrote
Yeah.
that 2 seconds ago.
Yeah.
yeah. She should have just been like, who are you voting for or something? Just, I don't know. Start chaotic and quick.
Yeah.
Not
Well, there's only one way you can answer that question.
yeah.
Unfortunately, with that.
I say Trump, and if you pass the test, boom, we're in. Let's cut the bullshit. No. Yeah.
That was nice. We were like, because Noah and I were like, she was loopy, and then I looked over and Ben had returned to her and was like exchanging numbers.
You assume I returned to her.
Though, did she come over to you? I thought you sought her.
I might have stayed within eye shot.
I see. Yeah.
That's just, I don't know. Because I was bored. You guys were the only ones there I know. So I was like...
Yeah, it was weird. I don't know. I guess maybe going to a barcade was sort of a silly idea.
No, I wasn't bored. Sorry, bored was the wrong word. I was autistic.
Yes.
It's not boredom. It's like autistic disassociation.
Yes.
Because I'm around it. And it's been happening more to me now, I feel like, because there's like an age gap with, like, when you walk into a crowded bar. Now I feel like I'm older than most of the people in there, even though I'm 27.
Yeah,
But
you're not. I think some of the people there were like in their 30s.
yeah, that's true. Yeah, that girl was 30. The one who was talking to me.
She was 30?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, she's drinking bone broth and moisturizing, I
Yeah.
guess. 'Cause she could have fooled me. I thought she was like 22.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's why. That's
said-
why. She's desperate. She's in the twilight of
Yeah.
her. She needs to have these crazy openers. I hope she listens to this.
Overtime.
That's why she's asking people. Yeah, well, you know what? Maybe if you didn't open with "Would you eat human flesh," you'd be wifed up with 4 children by now.
Yeah, dude, she just... What did... Fuck.
That's
Makes
just
sense.
ridiculous. How was the rest of your... No, you look fucking tired, dude.
Yeah, I've been sleeping shit, but I'm good. I'm cool. I'm hanging in.
Hell
you
yeah,
know,
dude.
I'm getting lines in, right? I'm meditative. This is I got my tea. I'm doing good. I'm in a like a gay phase. I'm drinking tea.
Sucking dicks.
I got boots and wool socks on. I got a bird feeder outside. I'm cozy.
Hell
it's gay
yes,
as hell.
dude.
Yeah.
It's good.
Have you heard of Albert Camus? That's what
Yeah.
I think you'd say.
Oh, the stranger. Yeah,
Stranger.
Yep.
I also...
Started that book the other night and then I put it away.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want to read it.
One of the rudest things I ever did was I don't even like to recount this story. This is the most dismissive I've ever been to a woman who I was trying to close with. This girl and I went out for drinks. I got way too drunk, and then we like went back to her apartment because I was like nervous. And then
She said, "Have you read The Stranger?" Shut the fuck up.
no, even worse. I saw that she had a copy of The Stranger. I don't think she had. I think maybe she just had a copy. I don't think she had read it.
Did you go, I don't think you understood this.
More or less. And I asked her, I was like, there's 2 translations of this book. One's good and one's bad. She
Boy
was like-
version and girl version.
She was like, I think I have the good one. And I opened it, went to the last page. I was like, you don't.
Every possible riff I could have thought of was exactly what you did in that situation.
I was like, if you had the good translation, it would say howls of execration. Your copy says cries of hate. So maybe
I would have sucked your
give
dick
up
right
on
there.
reading.
It's so crazy that's like, because what the idea is behind that is like, because I like when you're younger, you think that's how you show value, and you don't realize that what you're doing is like, I hope this woman feels stupid enough around me that she relies on me to make her decisions. That's how I'll show my value.
What's fucked up is that shit works.
You know what?
I'm not saying I do it or that you should do it, but I'm saying that their brains are broken.
I'm not saying you should do it either, but I'm saying I've observed it for sure. You've definitely observed abusive relationships where it's like, oh, he's created a false sense of helplessness in this moment, right?
Yeah.
You shouldn't do that, right?
Yeah,
Exactly.
that's a big thing for the big age gap ones too.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
oh, you'll understand it at some point.
That was
type of
okay.
thing.
That was
Yeah.
you hit the nail on the head.
Yeah.
That was the fucking worst. It's like any time you try and fucking have an opinion, it's
you
like
know this too.
yeah, you'll get it someday.
Because you date
Yeah.
women who are like, it's so frustrating when you're a young guy dating an older woman and she's like, well, you wouldn't under. Here's the thing though, I've since thought back and been like, there was some wisdom in that.
You know what I would have done if I could go back? Like whenever she said that, I would have just been like, okay, mommy, because like that's she would have
Told you
hate like that hit like
Have you
Yeah.
ever accidentally called one of your older girlfriend's mom?
no.
Me either.
No. But I just feel like that was like her sore spot in the relationship of like
Interesting.
like I could be your mother, you know, that's what they always say. And
Right.
then you go shh, shh, shh. Shut up. But yeah, I should have just been she'd be like, "Oh yeah, you know, someday you'll understand." I'd be like, "Oh, thanks, mama."
Thanks, mama.
Thanks, mommy.
Some of them do like that though. I'm not
Yeah.
even talking about myself right now.
Yeah.
Fucking Nick's so hard right now. Yeah. Keep saying okay, mommy.
yeah.
Keep saying okay, mommy.
No,
We'll just end the podcast.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very frustrating. Just even when you're not in a relationship, just like being around older. I try not to do this with Zach because I remember how.
Try not to fuck Zach. Call him mommy.
No. Listen, come on, we don't do that kind of humor on this show. No, I try not to like when I'm driving with Zach because I remember being 22 and having comic friends who were like 31, and it was like so condescending. And I'm like, I hope I never do that to you when we're talking.
Yeah.
I do it to other people. Like as much as I hate it when other people do it to me, I do it even worse. I'll do it to somebody who is older than me and I don't realize it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the worst.
Like
isn't it?
a comic starts showing up and you're like assume they're younger than you because they started comedy recently, and then you find out they're 33 and you're 25 and you're like, it's all right, dude, keep at it, you know, keep showing up. Like it's just like, you know, it'll get easier. And it's like, dude, this guy is like divorced.
I did that when I was still in Baltimore. The first time I ever met Nick Mullen, I did that because I thought that's right.
No.
Yeah.
Damn,
well,
dude.
we were at the Monday night mic at Sidebar, and he didn't have a. He actually was. It was a really funny set in retrospect. It was just like a bad mic, and I just like I just went up to him afterwards, being 2 years into comedy, and I was like, "These jokes were good. I think you could work on this joke." And I still remember him being like, "Cool, thanks, man."
How long ago was this though?
Oh, this had to be more than 10 years ago.
So realistically, he probably was just
No,
he had been doing it for a
he'd
while?
been doing comedy since he was like a teenager. He started comedy in like the mid 2000s.
okay, nice.
He'd already been to Austin and LA and had like come back to Baltimore.
It'd be funny if he randomly saw you do a set and remembered and came up after. He's like, I like this joke, this one.
Well, that is what happened later. Like later,
Really?
later we had like a more friendly relationship, and he would give me notes on jokes. But
Damn, dude.
I'm not gonna name names on it, but we know a comic who gave notes to Kanane at a mic during the pandemic because she
I did not
didn't
know
know who he was.
my God.
Yeah. That one I
just
feel
got
like
goosebumps.
is different because he's old, you know.
yeah. That's,
And I feel like been on a lot. Of like mainstream media. Like I feel like his
he was the
facial
voice
recognition.
of Comedy Central. Like
Yeah.
that's crazy,
Yeah.
man. You know what? I do miss the blunders of youth, though. I miss because like you used to when you were young, you would do shit like that, and you would like walk around with unearned confidence.
Oh, yeah.
I do miss that a little bit.
I had the opposite. I think now as I get older, it wrecks me internally less. Shit like that I would hold on to for like a month. I would think like they're telling everybody that I did this. Everybody thinks I am just an arrogant asshole.
Right.
Like
Yeah, I remember one time there was like that midnight mic thing in Portland, and I was like, I got bumped a bunch, and I didn't even say anything, but I was kind of huffing around by the bar, just because I was like anxious, and I just like hadn't experienced getting bumped a lot at that open mic level, but it was like Ian Carmel, and I didn't know who Ian Carmel was, and then I remember the next day being like, I want to walk into traffic right now. Like, this is the worst feeling.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's...
You also realize, I didn't mean to interrupt you, sorry,
you're
but
okay.
I
Go
just
ahead.
like, if I don't get thoughts out as they come, I guess I have strokes now, and I need 10 minutes to find it again. But, like, what I realized is, what you don't realize when you're like that age is that a compliment is only as good as where it's coming from. And that's not even anybody's fault. But like, if somebody who is like, you perceive as not quite to your level gives you a compliment, it feels good, but like the compliments that actually mean something are from people who like have been doing it longer than you, or
Yes.
like, so I would see somebody who I knew was like Jake Silberman was like our like favorite guy when we first started, because he's just like one of the funniest guys in Portland. And I remember wanting to like go up to him and saying good set. I think I said good set to like everyone when I was a brand new comic. And then I realized that it's like getting a good set from somebody at their like 20th open mic is worthless. So
Yeah.
it's like whatever the thing I thought I was doing like is not, you know.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes, although, I mean, like, it can be really condescending. Sometimes it's just like what you just want to, what else do you say? That's why I like the fist bump. The fist bumps are just, you don't have to like verbally say anything. But it does like...
Fist bump is great when somebody sucks too. That one's good too.
There's
Just-
nothing sweeter, dude.
Yeah, just giving somebody a fist bump and
A
like
Machiavellian fist bump.
read that however you want it to. Like I don't have to say anything, you know.
I mean, bombing in like, that's why like bombing in black rooms is the best, because you get the you did your thing. You did your thing is the ultimate, dude.
Yeah.
My favorite with killing with black people is the get up and run out of the room and
Yes.
come back. That is the coolest thing. That is the coolest thing I've ever seen. I'm gonna start doing that.
Yeah.
Every time somebody hits a good riff on the podcast, I'm gonna run into the street and then back in.
I do have it. Yeah, you know what's funny? If you see a lot of white people running, you're like, there's a bomb.
You know what
They're
my,
shooting.
my favorite thing that black people do is when you say something they like, and then afterwards they like, if I go like, man, it's fucking gay in here, and they'll be like, man, he said it's gay in here. They just repeat
They just
it,
reiterate
but they
it,
say
yeah.
like he said, and then again, and it's like, it just makes me feel so like good inside.
My friend Tim, there's this guy, I don't remember who he's talking about, but like he made a face, and like this black guy thought it was so funny that he went, he said, and he just
Yeah, exactly.
he just made the face.
Yeah,
It's so funny. They're the greatest people in the world.
yeah.
They're so funny.
This
Black
man
crowds are
just said
incredible.
they're the greatest people in the world.
Winning over a black crowd is the when you're bombing and then you get them with something, but then you're on thin ice. Then you have to keep proving yourself.
Yeah.
But
I just resort to the "I have a dream" speech. Just mid-set, abandon the material.
oh yeah.
Hey, Beethoven was black.
Yeah.
That-
Yeah. But they don't like it when you're too like, because I feel like they constantly get the get out whiteness, like overly friendly
Of course,
into the culture
yeah.
thing. They like a spicy white boy.
You mustn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can't. You don't want to start like overly ingratiating yourself. Just like,
Yeah.
hey, I remember, man. In retrospect, it's the corniest possible thing, but I remember like when Run the Jewels was coming, I was like recommending Run the Jewels to like all the black comics,
Nice.
and they
Yeah.
were like,
This is the shit that
Thank
we all
you.
kind of do. Yeah.
I did turn on. I will say I did turn on one comic to Death Grips, which is very white
Yeah.
rap music, and he really liked the first track on the Money Store. He was like, "This is good," and then by the second track, like the minute more of the album played, he was like, "Turn this off." He was like, "This is fucking terrible."
Yeah. No, yeah. What I do is I go up to them and I go, "Have you heard of classical music? This is the real stuff, okay?"
Oh yeah, dude.
No. My dad, I mean, growing up, my dad, who's the MSNBC dad, would always, with rap music, he'd be like, "This isn't music. This is just noise."
Oh, he was one of those.
Yeah, it's like, well, the thing is that his relationship to politics is like, it's him and CNN. but there isn't
Right.
other liberals, so he has no temperature for what the party he belongs to at different levels actually thinks about things.
Interesting.
Like, he loves his Tesla, you know, but it's like
Right.
Musk is
Well,
not a, you know.
It used to be the Tesla. Elon Musk and the Tesla used to be like symbols of like the liberal elite. Like he
Liberal,
only
yeah.
recently
Right.
flipped. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of fuck with Elon Musk, even though his politics are
And
crazy.
you are crazy, man. You're like my favorite.
Can I explain why,
No,
though?
of course you can. I want you to. You're just so wild, dude.
So there's the aspect of him that I'm like, that I think is that I don't like, is his cringy social media presence, and like I don't agree with his politics.
Sure.
And I think that he has like pretty severe social autism, and he
sure.
owns Twitter.
For
so
sure.
I mean, you kind of get what you expect. I feel like a little bit with
Yeah.
that, but he's also like probably taking humanity to Mars.
yeah,
and-
but who cares
and-
about Mars?
I care about Mars.
Why?
Because I think that's like
I have to really challenge you on this. I think space is fucking gay, dude. I do not think we should be. I'm mad we went to the. Well, I'm mad we
you think
allegedly
space
went
is
to
gay, but space doesn't even know you exist,
There's-
dude. You're not
and
even on
good-
space's radar.
Good. I don't want. There's no reason to go there.
What do
I
you
think
mean?
it's
There's no
horseshit
reason to go
space.
there.
This has been like one of my longest held positions. Going to space is a frivolous use of time and resources.
Can I
There's
ask
no
you this?
reason to do it.
Can I ask you this? I'm not like I hear you. Do you like in general? Would you say it's important to you, even if it's not in your lifetime, but the idea of like humanity going extinct or humanity not like dying out completely?
Well, I don't think the answer to that is like we'll just go to a different planet.
Okay, cool. But here's my counter argument to that.
Okay.
Is that when you like really look at like the timeline of Earth and versus our perspective on that,
For sure.
Massive cataclysms and like mass extinctions are not like just commonplace, but they're a part of the system. It's like part of the way Earth functions is regularly like flushing its system. These things that we look at as like apocalyptic
Sure.
are Earth's natural body processes.
Yes.
A volcano that would obliterate the United States is like a pimple for Earth. It's a natural bodily function of the Earth. So like at some point, it's not even going to be when the Earth like dies. Like humanity is so fragile that just getting like to other planets is the difference between us like dying out in the next 1,000 years or being a potentially like millions of years long civilization.
I'm cool if we're not. I'm fine if we die in the next 1,000 years.
Okay, can I say this though?
Yeah,
Regardless
sure.
of your opinion on whether or not that's good or bad,
Sure.
my argument is that it's cool.
It's
It's a cool topic.
It's not, man. I think space guys are like so cringe, dude. Like people who want to go. No, I'm sorry.
No, this is
offense
good.
to you. Like people who have hard-ons for going to space and like be on Mars. No, you can never go outside, and we're gonna learn how to terraform the planet and do agriculture. It's like shut up, dude.
People who
stop polluting.
Yeah,
is
that's,
my thing.
that's gay. That's gay to me.
Going to space over just how about we stop letting DuPont poison
It's
the water
basically
supply?
no, because to me, what that argument feels like
Yeah.
is like the almost those people who like are like neo-communists now who are like
This is not neo-communism. It's
I know, and I'm not saying you are. This results in me accusing Nick of being a communist. I just
You
think
care
that it's
about
like,
the environment. You don't like Elon Musk. You fucking
You
communist.
Yeah.
commie prick.
Fucking-
No, I care about the environment too.
sure.
I'm not saying that I think Mars is a better alternative to Earth. Like Earth is like paradise. Like
Earth
Earth
is-
is the shit.
It may literally be the Garden of Eden. Dude.
No,
And yet you want to go to demonic
Okay.
space. You're coveting.
that okay. So I agree with that aspect of it. Like it's not like let's give up on Earth and just destroy the environment on Earth. It's like I just think the idea of a civilization like progressing to going to other planets is. I've read a lot of science fiction, so
Me
it's
too.
cool to me.
Me too. Yeah.
Because what's going to happen is that the people who go to Mars in thousands of years.
We'll never invite you.
No, I know, but they are going to turn into a different species.
Well, then I don't care. But I just don't care. Like
Okay.
I don't care. Well, a new species will probably emerge if we all die in like a cataclysmic event. Like,
That's true, but the people who go to Mars are going to end up having like really big eyes and like long limbs.
So that's why you.
Well, I think if like that's
really cool.
I think it's an interesting hobby. I think
Going to
think
space?
Elon Musk has the whole SpaceX thing is like, yeah, it's a really interesting. What is anybody else doing? Like I think he's doing. That's a very interesting thing he's doing.
I guess I just really don't like space, and I never have.
Yeah.
What? Okay. But like, I think the reason I like space is because I think about other civilizations, like aliens. I'm an alien guy.
You're okay. I mean, yeah. Well, they're definitely here, and they like. I don't. Again. I like. But
von
I just
Neumann drones.
What?
Have you heard of a von Neumann probe?
No, but I can imagine that it's like a.
It's the idea that basically once a civilization is capable of creating self-replicating machines, that the amount of time it would actually take those like unmanned self-replicating probes to colonize the entire galaxy is like a blink of an eye.
Interesting.
Like it would very quickly. So if civilizations have been at least somewhat common, and some of them in the life of the galaxy have gotten to a point that they could create self-replicating probes, then statistically it's like the chances that there aren't von Neumann probes in our solar system.
A Christian, on like now that we're done, like maybe if I'm going with my gut and I hear you saying this, then like those are obviously demons. That's obviously demonic. I rebuke that in the name of the Lord. I'm like maybe I'm opposed to space because I'm just like we don't need more than we have. That feels like very like in line with my core beliefs.
I just want to know what the aliens look like and what the other planets look like. You know?
Yeah, I'm
curious.
I'm sure it's interesting. I don't think you ever will know. I think that the only people who will reap the benefits of like commercialized space travel will be like billionaires. But I doubt it'll ever like in your lifetime. You will not. The space travel will not have a meaningful impact on your life.
Well, I mean. He's already made internet available to like all the third world country impoverished people in the entire world like pretty quickly.
Well,
by having rockets that can land themselves, it's made it economically feasible to send a lot of them into orbit. And so he's like, I'm done this satellite shit that's basically giving like internet to everyone.
So that now all the uncontacted tribes can like set up.
So like poor kids in Africa can educate themselves,
and they can buy themselves new soccer jerseys.
Yeah. But is that what the internet? These kids are just going to be gooning. I mean, is that really what the internet does? Has the internet made lives like?
Well, no, for all the shitty things it does, but like being able to like educate yourself is like
Gooning is not shitty.
That's how you.
I believe in rural Croatia's right to goon.
Yeah,
we had a Croatian choir come to sing at my church, and on that, my mom. This is back in Maryland, in the suburbs. My mom was so funny. She was like, Croatian. She goes, they sound like they should be bugs.
Dude, yeah, dude.
I think about that all the time. My mom is so funny.
Those generations, like our parents' like they said so much cool shit. Like people don't say cool shit like that.
People have cool thoughts, but they rarely verbalize it, right? Yeah. I have some of the coolest thoughts of all time, but I only say 30% of them.
This man said I have some of the coolest thoughts of all time.
I have some pretty insane thoughts.
I think I have cool thoughts sometimes.
I do think that people used to be like, people definitely used to obviously just say way more insane shit that they knew. Like I feel like we have a better.
Our bar for what's insane shit is so much like.
I feel like there may be a bell curve though, in terms of like how well our generation self-censors, because you used to self-censor because like you wanted to be like a proper gentleman, right? You wanted to like polite society, and then if you were like a child worker in like the shirtwaist triangle factory, then maybe you said some wild shit, but like, you know. But I feel like I don't know. I feel like we have to be living in a time where like people, the thought to broadcast ratio has never been more disproportionate. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah. I don't know. I also want to.
It's a stupid thing to think. I
want to like justify my Elon Musk thing a little bit.
Okay, go ahead, Ben.
Because it's like
I'm gonna tell you this right now. You can say it. You're not gonna say anything that makes me go, oh yeah, I like Elon Musk and going to space.
I think cool. I have what it is. I have a more complicated like opinion about it. But we only talked about the Mars angle, which it put all my like that's the whole. But it's not. I think it's basically that I see him as somebody who is like. He's pushing like technological advancement. I think you could agree that he's like pushing the rate that our technological advancement. Like the electric cars were kind of a gimmick, and then now they're like it was like they need to be cool. People aren't going to want them if they're like a gay like Nissan Leaf,
right?
But if you make it,
you think the Teslas are cool?
I mean, the like nice ones.
No.
Well, they're cooler than the like.
They're still bad.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't want to.
No. Okay, but
I don't want to make this feel like I'm like attacking you. But I
regardless
don't
of-
think the
It's
Teslas
okay
are
to make Ben
regardless of-
defend Elon Musk.
yes, no,
This is an
good.
okay conversation.
It's okay.
I like the thing is
The
okay.
Teslas are
Just
awful,
let me-
dude.
Regardless of what we think about them, though. Okay, like there's people bought them.
Okay. Well,
People
yeah.
bought-
I mean, you can trick anybody into buying anything.
So
right?
you were just talking about caring about the environment, like Earth's great,
For
right?
sure.
So then the idea of electric cars transitioning from being like a novelty gimmick thing to a decent percentage of the vehicles on the road has a significant impact on preserving on slowing climate change and making Earth a better environment.
Doesn't it kind of even out though because like the batteries are so. The batteries are
There's so many of
toxic.
those things,
And also,
in the,
using electricity expends fossil fuel. So, like to charge your Tesla.
right? But there's different. Like it's basically you're saying it's creating a waste product in the batteries that's like bad. But it's also
well, you
there
burn coal to charge the car.
Yeah.
It's
I don't know. But listen, honestly, that's not the point I'm making. What I'm saying, what I'm getting to is that he's doing things. Just let me finish.
Have
He's
you
getting
noticed
busy.
that
He's
every
getting busy
point
out
you've
there.
brought up has been refuted with logic, and you've been like, "It's not the fucking point, all right? That's not the point."
It's a good strategy. You have to
We're
admit.
gonna go to Mars,
It's a
and we're
good
gonna have
strategy.
big eyes and long arms.
Yes. But I'm getting to my larger point.
Elon Musk is cool. He's a cool guy.
I think
You're like,
yeah. Okay, but let me just
you're
get
like
to my
look,
larger point.
he's socially retarded. He's ugly, all that stuff. But you have to admit that guys.
He's ugly and stupid. The things he likes and does don't matter, and
Yeah.
they aren't cool.
Right. Okay. But let me just get to this is the thing. All right. Is
Okay.
that you have?
I don't want you to. I also don't want you to feel like. I don't
I
mean to
know,
interrupt
it's
you.
okay.
I don't want you to think this is like us being.
Someone needs to be being funny. You know, I'm not. I've abandoned it. I'm no longer contributing to the comedy of this podcast. So you guys you guys need to carry the weight, and I'm just going to argue on behalf of fucking Elon Musk right now.
You're the
okay.
You're the informational center of this podcast.
All right. Let me just think about a better way. So if you separate what the guy does, like in terms of like his companies and technology, and what he says and believes and how he acts and what he seems like in his whole like vibe, but you just look at the output, right? Mm-hmm. What I guess kind of reject or don't like is that people seems like are willing to ignore or downplay the potential benefits or significance of those like of the output and technological advancement stuff because of this other stuff, like, but the other side of that. And if you look historically at every person who's had some kind of genius idea that moved society along, Alexander Graham Bell, fucking Nikola Tesla, Isaac Newton, like all these fucking philosophers, all of them were weird, cringy dudes who, like, kind of like each of them had their own fucking weird thing. They were all Elon Musks. But we don't have their tweets, so we just remember that like Isaac Newton and realized what gravity was. But if Isaac knew, like, you know what I mean? If we knew the guy, we'd be like, ugh, maybe. So
Yeah, I
that's how
understand
feel.
that perspective, but from where I'm sitting, what Elon Musk looks like to me is an intelligent guy who's out of his depth for what he's portrayed himself to be. But he's
Says that
so
dude.
much. No, shut the fuck up. You just talked for like 30 minutes straight. You talked for 30 minutes straight
all right.
and ignored everything everybody had to say. Shut the fuck up.
All right, go.
All right. He is an intelligent guy who did not invent electric cars. He did not invent that shit. He made it look like a shitty Ferrari. And then he's portrayed himself to be a super genius by making robots that were controlled by other people, killing a bunch of chimpanzees, and then marrying a pop star who hates him now. And they named his kid something stupid. He's an intelligent guy with marketing skills for incels, and he's more concerned with being famous this and coming off as some sort of Tony Stark type character than he is with actually backing up any of these intellectual claims he's making. And he's using all that power, money, and influence to do dumb shit like buy Twitter and make it worse. Yeah. Like, it's he made a bunch of rockets that blew up, which I understand the process of creating rockets. You fail a lot. It's a hard thing to do. But referencing Gru in the making of a rocket does not make you this pop culture genius. It makes you fucking weird. It means you failed with a Pixar while you were like, I'm gonna do Pixar in real life, and then he failed at it. If he pulled it off, that's like being a really good skateboarder and wearing a stupid beanie, you know? That'd be what it is. But I haven't seen him land the fucking ollie yet. You know what I mean? He does shit that looks cool at first, and then everybody's just like, oh wait, all the chimpanzees fucking died?
Yeah. I think it's, my thing is that it's like, comparing a regular billionaire to an autistic savant billionaire is like, at least it's more interesting. A retarded guy with a lot of ideas and money is more fun to watch than just a regular boring fucking rich guy.
I do really like.
I want to see what he does next. I want to see what the fuck this, because he's got ideas that are fucking wild and he's got enough money to try it. So to me, that's fun to fucking watch.
We moved the goalposts really fast. Did you see, like not 5 minutes ago, he was.
Hey, you guys are my only friends in this city.
Isaac Newton and Albert Einstein. My thing with Elon Musk is like, look, he's a guy who, what did he make his money doing originally? PayPal. That's right.
Apartheid.
Right. Yeah.
His family.
And also that, right?
Yeah.
So he's a guy who like made a lot of money and this is what a lot of these like tech CEOs are now. They make their money in different areas and then they get into like AI or like, electric cars, and they position themselves as these like messiahs. Yeah. And the reality is, if he has any. Like, comparing him to Tesla it's ironic he would name his company that, but like Tesla was like a genius that we still don't understand. Like he was doing things that are like that I think some of them are like what's the word I want to use? Like still classified. Right. You're not allowed to read about all of his discoveries. Elon Musk,
but he probably like didn't think Aborigines were human beings.
Fair. That's totally. But
like, you know what I mean? Though
totally fair. I agree. I mean, I don't.
That's a guess. I just like that was throwing it, but like.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, I don't think Elon Musk is that guy. I think if anything, he probably his discernible skills are probably like he knows how to run a company and he knows how to manage money.
He's also
He might be a good marketing guy.
He is he understands how to build a rocket engine.
Does he?
Yes. You can watch videos of him explaining how he reinvented rocket engines and how like he's directly a part of the engineering of like the whole Falcon 9 rocket SpaceX shit he's doing. Is like you have to like he's not just like Steve Jobsing it, like invent this.
Gotcha.
He's like, I have an idea about how we could like the reason that we stopped going to space, we went to the moon and didn't go to space for 60 years was because it's super expensive to build a rocket and it doesn't economically make sense if you can't get it back. And so it was like he was the person who had the idea, like, if we can get the expensive part back, it gets us past this, like, blockade in progress. People who think like that are the people that have brought humanity out of, like, the dark ages and into a technological age. And my tack I'm taking is that I think generally I feel like our generation, like, ignores a lot of, like, a lot of the potentially, like really impactful positive things certain people are doing, and it's just kind of like Joe Rogan. Honestly, I kind of like since we're done, I'm just like gonna just like sit in this hole.
Ben, it's fine, dude.
Because I agree with the points I'm trying to make, and it's also going to be funny for you guys to just push back because you'll have plenty of fuel,
Definitely.
But like with the Joe Rogan thing, me personally, the things I'm interested in, he is also interested in. So for me, Joe Rogan is the guy who also thinks like Neanderthals are cool, and like like chimpanzees or like all the whole animal thing that he gets made fun of for is like I'm kind of like I think
Joe Rogan said if you know real martial arts, you'll play Tekken 5 better. It's my favorite Joe
he
Rogan
can also
quote.
like rupture an organ with a kick. That's pretty cool.
True, that is true.
And to me, the thing to defend Joe Rogan is that I think that he doesn't toe a party. I don't think he toes a party.
He
line.
just endorsed Donald Trump today.
Yeah.
But that's I think because he thinks that Donald Trump is the better option. I don't think it's because he's always going to fall on one side of a camp or another, because he has got a lot of very liberal social beliefs that he sticks to, even though a huge percentage of his fan base.
But he's contradicted. That's the whole thing. Is like people are now, because ever since he endorsed Trump, people are like pulling up all the times he's contradicted himself.
And he's also super out of touch. He's been rich for so long. Like I'm not saying
think he's
that there
just-
aren't. I don't see the. I'm not saying that the things everyone says don't exist, but I'm just saying that to me, like making long form conversations popular on the internet is like, if you look at how that's changed the way we consume like media. Everyone is always talking about like us being dumbed down constantly and all the advertisements and things. I think the long form conversation format of content is actually kind of a stalwart against that.
Let me put this to you though. I agree. It's kind of cool that we're doing.
And I don't think he invented podcasts. I'm not saying he invented podcasts.
I don't think he did either. But I actually think that this is a funny episode. I actually, if you go back and you actually watch like the long form conversation shows that were on primetime TV in the 70s, like the Dick Cavett show.
Yeah, love Dick Cavett.
It's remarkable how in 40 minutes they will have far more intelligent and substantive conversations than 3 hours of the Joe Rogan podcast. So like Joe Rogan is like this interesting guy because he has popularized long, in-depth discussions with some interesting people, but I don't think he's like he will agree with whoever's in front of him unless they bring up marijuana.
I disagree. I disagree with that.
Really?
Yeah, and I also would say that
or
generally
trans people in MMA.
Generally, I also agree with him on trans people and MMA.
For sure. Yeah. I'm not saying. I'm just saying.
No, let's take deep. Let's dive into that.
Let's go into that. This is
play all the other sports. Play literally any other sport.
Let me tell you what. I hope Donald Trump wins if this episode comes out. Because if we release this in a Kamala world, we will be fucked.
Let's get off of Joe Rogan and I'll dive into trans MMA.
No, Ben. You know what? This is a safe.
Don't back Ben into a corner. It'll get weird.
You haven't even heard.
You don't want to talk about. You don't want to talk about Joe Rogan. We'll talk about child hormones. How about that? We'll talk about.
Well, you haven't even heard what I was gonna say.
I don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
Wait, okay, wait, which side, hold on, let me just
Oh,
get
no.
Which side of the conversation are you on? Are you pro trans women and
Wait, what's going on?
Let's all take a breather.
Well, no, I mean,
Let's all
No.
America might be ending. Let me get my freedom of speech in, all right?
Wait, Ben, what's going on?
I think that I don't care if you have a woman's brain, that is a man's arm. Okay? The whole argument of the transgender movement. Listen, just let me get this idea out. Because it's not as fucked up as like you think. And if you give me a second, it's like the whole idea of the transgender movement is like, regardless of the body you're born into, some people inside the person that they really are does not match up with the body that they were born into. But in the MMA ring, it's not your personality fighting that woman, it's your body.
Ben, I'm not even trying to have this debate, dude. Listen.
Well, I just wanted to say the whole thing. I didn't want to just be like, I don't think trans women should be in MMA, and then not get to say why I think that.
For sure. I think this is crazy.
I think I got embarrassed at the beginning that I wasn't being funny on this episode, and so I'm just hoping that we're gonna have to scrap it.
No.
If I keep going.
No. It's this was not.
We're putting this all out. Me and Nick are gonna take our names off of it, and then
wait. Explain.
we're gonna
Ben Levy
call
show,
it Ben
everybody.
Levy's only episode, and then we're gonna mute both of our parts, and then just leave long silences, and then Ben talking.
Ben, here's what. So that I'm not leaving you blowing in the breeze. I have very complicated. I don't even know why I have very complicated feelings about the whole trans issues. But I don't feel educated. I don't feel that I have enough of a dog in the fight to really speak one way or the other on it.
Don't be a pussy.
No, I mean,
Say your opinion.
All right. Well, okay. Hey, Ben, you don't get to push everybody into saying what you think.
I guess I'm a little confused because
you're
it's like,
scared being alone.
okay, so
in your-
just explain. You guys explain this to me. So like, it's okay for us to fucking talk, like, make jokes about like hunting homeless people.
Yes.
but it's not okay for us to say what our opinion about like.
I'm saying what the issue is we are three somewhat average intelligent people.
Are you gonna say
who
white
are
guys?
talking? No, stop turning this into like I'm being a fucking cuck thing.
Just delete it.
What I'm saying is we have created a platform that the goal is for us to tell jokes. So once we get into a serious, heated conversation about things that have social impact that could actually cause discomfort in somebody listening that doesn't have to do with us literally just making a joke, then that becomes more of a serious conversation. And so it's just like we're not going to figure it out right now.
Yeah.
And so there is like a different moral implication between making a joke and making an argument.
Absolutely. That's what I would say.
Right.
You're right. We made jokes about my girlfriend getting punched by the homeless guy. I would make, if we were talking about, if there was like a trans MMA fighter in the news and there was something funny about it, I would absolutely make jokes about that. I have in the past. But like, this is
I get it. No, actually, I understand what you guys are saying. You don't want us to get like pigeonholed as like a podcast where you go to hear what we think about the world. Because I agree that I don't want us to be that either. I think this episode, I realized I wasn't like in the pocket with jokes, and so I've been leaning on actual things. But in my head, that's giving you guys jokes and then making the podcast interesting. This is an interesting podcast to me. An argument or a conversation that gets a little weird or where there's conflict is interesting.
I completely agree.
I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to kamikaze this shit.
No.
There's also some things
by
to
the
me.
way, if you think we're deleting this, you're sadly mistaken. I hate to break it to you. This is coming out warts and all.
No, I don't.
The
I don't.
lesson
I
from
don't
it is if at any point somebody's like, hey, I'm not comfortable with us talking about this on air, instead of calling somebody a pussy and doubling down on it, we can just move on.
Okay, but can I also say this, because I hear you on that, because I haven't been like really being funny this episode.
You've been hilarious.
I've been trying to like get back into funny mode and slip in jokes, but you guys, because I'm being serious about some things, are taking the jokes I'm throwing in also seriously. Like the pussy thing wasn't I wasn't seriously calling you a pussy.
Okay.
Like I
see now.
You see? Okay. I'm sorry. Like yeah. So
Yeah.
This is great. Dude, I've been reading all the VHS tapes. Just like
Nick's disassociated.
No. I'm just, you got one spread.
I think I also like sometimes things I'm like I don't get why they're so like or maybe like why it's like where they're like some things you're not allowed to fucking have opinions.
Let me meet you in the middle. I don't either. There are plenty of things that I feel that way about. However, when I'm doing comedy or if I'm writing comedy for the stage, even if I like internally don't understand why audiences get uncomfortable at the mention of something, I will still take that into account because you got to lead people to the edge.
That's true.
Especially if you're talking about something that's like a little controversial, you have to be aware of people's reactions to things, regardless of if you think it's silly.
And being the guy who's like trying to make people uncomfortable with like that's. I think cringe. Like I don't like the reason that I in stand up avoid like I wouldn't do any of this stuff as material on stage because that kind of comedy.
You wouldn't get on stage and be like, "Let me tell you about something about Elon Musk." All right, I know you fuckers don't like him, but he brought internet to Africa. Okay,
I think I'm probably gonna try and make an Elon Musk bit out of spite from this episode and make it work.
I bet you will. You're a funny guy.
But what? Like the whole. Because I don't like that kind of comedy, like edgelord fucking hot takes comedy. Like that's not. That's
I think a part of it is just like realizing like even outside of intentions, people have reactions to things. Mm-hmm. So depending on what your intention is, like my intention is never to hurt somebody or make somebody uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. Right. And the things that I know that I'm good at, where I can take that into consideration and trust my own judgment when it comes to that is trying to be funny. Is like, because my goal is to like make people laugh.
Yeah.
And sometimes that works, right? Not usually, but fucking sometimes. And like, when it comes to like, and that's something that I've spent time doing for money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When it comes to like legit political opinions or social opinions, that's not something I'm paid to do. It's opinions I form on my own. And it's like, it's also just like something that like I don't feel comfortable making people uncomfortable with what I would like. You know what? Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does make sense.
Yeah.
And I think also part of this too is like, from my perspective, the fact that I felt okay going there with some of those topics was because, to me, having you guys as the counterbalance makes it, to me, having somebody say their opinion about something, if there's somebody in that conversation pushing back against that opinion, now that's interesting. When it's three guys who are all like, yeah, guys, don't we agree that like trans women shouldn't be in sports? Like, that's whack.
Man,
But me saying that, and then you guys explaining why I'm an idiot or whatever, and then me being like, okay, that's interesting, because I'm not allowed to get away with, you guys aren't going to let me get away with saying something wild and not having logic behind it.
I'm gonna tell you something that I'm very pleased with. You're a crazy guy, man. You're crazy, and that is a guaranteed recipe for success with a podcast. Is one crazy guy.
Cool.
And I mean that in the best way.
Well,
I don't mean
you
that.
guys seem like you were mad at me.
No, not at all. It's exactly what you said. We were having a funny disagreement.
Yeah. I'm the wild card this episode.
You are.
I just was like,
it makes me very excited for the future.
To be completely honest, is like the thing. I'm like, I realized early on in this that I almost had a stroke, and then there was like 20 seconds of dead air, and I was like, I'm either gonna like make this episode unlistenable, or I'm gonna like just contribute it to it.
Don't do that.
No, like by unlistenable by being boring, or like add chaos and see what happens.
There's two other people here. I wouldn't worry about that. And the dead air is really, you have to remember, like we can talk about this off mic. The episode's almost over. We'll bring it in for a landing soon. But we'll bring this in for a landing. But Ben, just don't look, man.
The funniest.
You're a funny guy. You're an interesting guy. Don't get in your head about this stuff.
I know. But it would be really funny if the punchline to this episode was the next episode starting with just you and Noah.
Yeah.
That just in terms of the joke, that would be fucking.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Ben had a manic freak out and walked into traffic.
I will kill myself if you do it, but it would be hilarious.
Yeah. No, we would never do that. No, let me assuage your fears, your anxieties. I like you. I'll tell you what, if me 10 years ago, I would be clowning on you so hard. But I am in this stage of my life now where I just want to build. You're one of my boys. I barely like anybody in this city except for like you three guys. You don't need to feel that way. You're good on mic. You're an interesting person. I consider you a very good friend. Don't get self-conscious. You're a funny guy.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're very welcome, man.
I also think that this happened like with me and Noah when we first met. It was a little like I have one like a certain shitty streak in myself, where not a shitty streak, but it comes off shittier than I think what it really is, which is like I like to like spar with my friends, like, or I can like conflict to me in terms of like disagreement or weird conversations, or like even if me and you had actually gotten into it, and
it was a game of mental chess. Right?
Yeah. But like even if me and you had like gotten into it and you had clowned on me, and my response to that would have just been, I probably would have like defensively started clowning back and might have escalated to a real argument.
You can't. I'm going to tell you something right now. It is borderline impossible to miss. Short of physically grabbing me, you can't make me mad.
Okay.
You can't.
Cool. I mean, I feel similarly, and I really fucking, I love you. You're a great fucking guy. But I'm just, the point I'm making is like,
relax.
In my head, like that doesn't, things that like ruin friendships for other people don't in my head. So So I'll go there with
Yeah.
somebody not realizing.
I was like you.
I'll go there with somebody not realizing that they're like, oh, like they're deciding whether or not they can be friends with me still. And I'm just like, well, I just wanted to have an interesting conversation over like, so when me and Noah like first started hanging out, I would
I've
kinda
never
do
questioned whether I could keep being friends with you. You have made me so mad.
Yeah.
before.
I have patience for Ben because I recognize this. I'm going to do this thing that your older girlfriends do to you. I recognize my younger self in you. I would do this shit to people all the time, where you
Yeah.
you test the limits of a friendship. Like it's psychotic. It's something that now that I'm 30, I'm like, why would I ever do that? You can't
Yeah.
run the shocks off of your relationship with somebody.
Well, I hope you didn't feel like I was trying to test the limits of our friend because
no.
Really,
I know
yeah.
that's not. I know that's not what you're doing, but that's how it's perceived.
Yeah.
and that like.
Well, and I feel like the root of some of that too, which is something that I can appreciate, is I don't think you like when people come off super sure of what their perspective is.
Yes.
And you have an appreciation for unpopular opinions
So this
when it
is-
comes to like taking everything into consideration.
This is you.
So-
You had a reaction to me saying I hate.
Noah
space.
saw that trigger
Yeah.
flip
Yeah.
at some point.
But
at like
you
a 20
understand
minute
that it's very funny to have to if we're talking about being humorous. I have obviously real like reasons for thinking that space travel is frivolous and the bad use of like
Right. Yeah.
I mean, I'm more in favor of like private space. Like in theory, I'm more in favor of like privatized space travel because I think it's ridiculous to spend government money on it.
Yeah.
Regardless, it's funny to say bluntly, I hate space.
Right.
And it's demonic.
As it was happening, I was realizing like you're on the funny side, and
Yeah.
I'm stuck with like because
I mean, it's founded. It's based in real beliefs, but yeah, I'm saying it.
yeah, I'm still figuring out how to podcast, like figuring out what parts of myself to put into this microphone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like maybe learning that opinions don't go here. No, but like. What Noah was talking about, I think we also lived in Portland for a long time. And so part of this too is like that feeling of saying something that I actually like, I have a feeling about, or I think I have an opinion or a thought that's okay to have. And then like a group of even a small, like just people, everyone being like, whoa, like everyone freaking out. Like, what did you just say? Like you fucking like it. Like the mode my brain goes into when that happens is like, all right, like let's go. Like, I'm going to just like I'm going to Tony Montana this take.
Gotcha.
Because like in reality, if it wasn't, and the way I feel in my head is if you didn't have the mob thing going against me, like I could logically go toe to toe with each one of these people. And like, I believe in the reason behind what I'm saying would stand up to scrutiny, but because
Right.
they have like this, like that's not what this is. It's not what you guys are, but it's like that's the mode my brain goes into when you guys go like, what you fucking like Elon Musk. I'm like, yeah, well, like let's fucking go. I'll defend my.
What are you saying is he's
Thank
got
you.
a suicide vest on. And if we bring up anything and it seems like a group against him, he'll just push the button and go, trans people in sports. I'll pull this whole fucking thing up right now. I don't care, dude.
Hell yeah.
Oh my God.
Should we end it there before I say anything else
We're
weird?
gonna end it there.
Yeah.
This
All right.
was a.
Thank you, Noah.
Yeah. All right, boys. We'll be back next week. Thank you guys.
All right.
Bye.